So, Suraj, thank you for taking your time.
Thank you so much for calling me.
You are working in a very important phase
Yeah,
in the whole technology world.
exactly.
Everything today is mobile first.
Correct.
You are working in mobile as a domain,
Yeah.
right? Software development, app development. So, when you started, right, the world was not mobile first.
Yeah.
You saw the shift happening
Yes.
from desktop to smaller screens,
Yes.
horizontal to vertical screens.
Yes. Now foldables,
Now foldable.
flips,
Correct.
and then slides, curves.
Correct.
Now they are trying to do everything with the mobile.
Correct. So how do you get restless with the way technology is moving? And how do you make sure that you are learning or getting better with the new advancements happening?
So the first thing, am I getting restless? Yes. When you say every day you woke up, you went through the Google feed or the LinkedIn feed, you see every new person is posting something new
Correct.
thing.
Correct.
And Google is inventing new things, Microsoft is inventing new things. So they have been doing this from ages. Now the challenge is small companies like OpenAI was a very small company initially when it started. They are also into the innovations. So
Correct.
everybody is trying to innovate, put in their game. So everybody is trying to do some new thing. And with the help of AI, it has got exponentially increased.
Correct.
So the startup ecosystem has already boosted the thing.
Yes.
Now AI worked as a fuel into it. So now it has gone up
To a different
exponentially.
level.
But when you see it very structurally, fundamentally, things have changed, but uh, it's not that it's beyond your scope. So if you see mobile world, there are a couple of things. If you learn, you will get hang of it. And if you have been a traditional developer who has been writing the software from last 15-20 years, the fundamental things are still the same. So the way you used to develop the screen earlier, the properties are same, because in the mobile, even if it is flippable, foldable, whatever new tech is coming, the border radius is going to the same, background color is going to be the same, accessibility, users needs to access the devices in the similar way. Fundamentally, things are stable. The way you write it, so earlier you need to write everything manually. There
Correct.
were manual efforts. It was like a labor job.
Yeah.
But now AI has changed that way. So thought process, you need to apply the same. So whenever you suppose you design a screen, so in that screen, you need to ensure that it works on landscape mode, it works on portrait mode, it works on television, it works on watch, it works on Android Auto.
Correct.
So on different screen, it should work. That was the thought process. Still, the thought process is the same. But now what happens? You write the code once, and then AI will take care of making it compatible with the other screens. So fundamental things are still the same, but way of implementation has changed. And in the future, it's going to be rapidly changing only. So you need to be first in the race always.
Correct. There is a buzzword. There has been this buzzword, specifically after OpenAI came out of the stealth mode in 2022.
Correct.
It brought along something called as no code development.
Correct.
Earlier, so we had full stack, then we went low code,
Yes.
and now no code.
No code.
So, and there are technologists, people like yourself who are hardcore into code.
Yes.
There are people who are against no code
Yes.
and they just negate it. Then there are people who are advocates of it, that it's
Yes.
a good technology to use, speeding up your work, right?
Correct.
Which amongst the two is you?
Yeah. So good question. Thanks for this question. So yeah, so this is true that we are moving from code to low code to no code,
No code.
and this is going to be there, uh, whether you get with the flow or get thrown away.
Correct.
This is going to stay. You have to cope up with it. You have to live with it. You have to learn, adapt, and change. So, so my perspective towards it is the startup ecosystem, which has recently been evolved in the Indian market. That is going to help this AI is going to help them a lot because they have ideas, young minds, young entrepreneurs. So they have brilliant ideas,
Correct.
and then they have brilliant knowledge also regarding AI. So these people will couple these two things together, AI and the ideas which they have, and they will develop the products using no code because they will put in their mind into the product, not
Correct.
into the implementation.
Implement.
And that is what we want in India. We
Yeah.
don't want people sit down in a room and think, how should I develop this product? They should think on what should they develop. So if
Correct.
there is a social problem, if there is a challenge, if they see, so a couple of days back, I was giving an talk, similar talk in one of the college, DY Pimpri here in Pune. So in that college, I was sitting with students. So they were saying, we have the ideas, but we don't know how to implement, which technology to choose. I told them, you don't have to worry about the technologies in coming 6 months or 1 year because you have to just give what idea you have, what solution you have formulated, the detailed plan you give them, the platform will give you the
Develop.
developed code. And then you are a computer science student, you know the code, you can tweak it according to
Correct.
your need if it does something wrong, because
Correct.
ultimately the stage hasn't come where we can 100% rely on the AI developed code. It
Correct.
has to be reviewed by the human, at least for now. One perspective is this. This is for the startup, but when you ask same question to enterprise, then there are different challenges. The first challenge is your code is already developed. Millions of users are already using it.
Correct.
Then how do you ask AI to learn from this code and develop new features? That is in the process. So AI is in that process right now where it can learn from your code and help you to develop new feature using your own code itself. You have written one function. Now, if AI has to write that function, it will write from scratch and use it. But AI should know that what this function is doing, and it should use that function in the new feature.
Rebuilt.
So
Yeah.
yes, so that is under process right now. But I am sure that this is going to come, and we have to adapt this technology, and we have to start thinking upon the challenges, not the solutions are there, products are there, but what you want to develop, that you need to think. And this will 100% give a boost to Indian economy if fresh minds like us will invest our thought process into the problems, not
Correct.
the products. That's
So
my
I
opinion.
think you're right. Right. I have spoken to some technology companies, and these are companies. They've evolved from the startup mode. They are in that mid-size corporation wala level. They have been so adamant on going the old code way that eventually the products that are coming out are far behind from the time,
Yes.
right? Because number one, talent, scouting the right talent to build that old technology,
It's a
or
challenge.
asking the new people, people of today's time, to work on previous technologies, nobody will. Everyone
Yes.
has to evolve, right?
Yes.
But usme, the one reason that I've realized, Suraj, is people still don't trust no code.
Yes.
People still don't trust AI. Although there is a human touch to it, someone has verified. Even the no code platform has a human sitting behind,
Yes.
perfecting it every day.
Yes.
People still don't trust it, right?
Yes.
Where do you see that trust settling in? When does it come in? What is that point where people will say, okay, now blind faith, let's go no code?
Hmm. Good question. There's a kind of continuation with the last question in the enterprise world. If you see, the enterprises are facing the similar challenges. One thing which you mentioned, that we cannot blindly trust the code generated by the
No code.
AI, because we don't know whether the code generated is correct or not. And if we blindly trust it, if it goes into users and it crashes there, who will take the responsibility?
Correct.
And because there is no developer looking taking care of the product. And second question is, you will use some AI tool to get this code generated. Nobody in the world knows the code except the AI
The
tool.
AI, correct.
But AI tools knows your code, and it can use that code to retrain itself and distribute your code to someone else. There is a
Correct.
privacy issue
There's a
there.
privacy issue. Yeah.
If you use any open source or any am I an AI company? I have my own models. I generate code for the my clients. At the end, I am the owner of the model.
Correct.
Nobody knows in the world except me. If I take that, uh, if I if I am a bad person, I can utilize your code and release my own product
Correct.
by changing the face and the color of the app.
Correct.
That is one challenge. If you if and At today's stage, looking at the hardware capabilities, nobody in the world, even Google, has the capacity or money to fully purchase the hardware from Nvidia and run their LLMs.
Correct.
The major block is, so LLMs has grown multiple folds,
Correct.
but the hardware supporting them is not
Remains
yet
the same.
ready,
Yeah.
and the hardware has to grow, and whatever limited hardware is having, that is having with particular companies only.
Companies.
So everything then drills down to who owns the LLM, on which servers it runs, and what. So legal documents are there, you have written contract, everything is there, but ultimately, if you in the night you access that LLM to generate some other product, who knows?
Who knows?
So that
Exactly.
is one of the challenges. Until and unless you have your hardware, you have your own LLM, but that's not possible financially.
Correct.
So that is where there is a trade-off.
But you see that shift happening. So here's my concern, right? So I have not. There are a lot of people jumping into software. Tons of them.
Yes.
There is not tenth of that number jumping into hardware. Nobody is trying to solve hardware problems.
Correct.
There was a time when hardware was the boom.
Yes.
When Bangalore was
Yes.
evolving, Infosys was coming in India, right? Early 90s.
Yes.
Now, nobody's talking about hardware
Correct.
anymore. Everybody's working towards software.
Correct.
But why do you think, or rather, do you think that hardware trajectory also will grow? Will we have people or startups working in the hardware space?
Yes, I am pretty optimistic about this. Why? There are a couple of reasons. I am myself is electronics and telecommunication engineer, so I
Correct.
am not from software. But then ultimately I landed, as you say, many people are coming into software. I also came here. One big reason for coming is India is a big
Software market.
software part, and everybody is developing apps, and India is cheap, to be very honest, compared to European and
Correct.
US countries. One thing I am very sure, the way we develop software in India, exactly same way hardware is being developed in China. Exactly same way. If somebody comes to me, Suraj, give me this app developed. I will write 10 line of code, 15 line of code. I will give, okay, this is your application, take it. Go to China, ask them to develop a mobile like this. They will give you developed. And if you ask, type my name on that, they will type it. Thus, such kind of development is being done, or such one kind of ecosystem they have created in China. I can see same shift coming to India now, because China has geopolitical issues with
Correct.
many other countries,
Everybody, yeah.
and then everybody is trying to find an option.
Correct.
But then option is not always European countries, because they are costly.
Correct.
What alternatives they have?
India.
India. And Indian government is also supporting this initiative through
Make
Make
in
in
India.
India,
Yeah.
and other initiatives. And I have seen Ambani is investing into hardware development. Adanis are also investing into hardware development. There are a couple of you have seen iPhone assembly has already
Correct.
started in India.
Correct.
So things are changing, but it will take another 10 years or so. Similar, I had attended a panel discussion in the previous DevFest, where they were talking about what are the challenges of bringing hardware ecosystem in India, and what time it will take. So there are a couple of challenges, and it will take around 10 years for hardware to evolve the way software is being developed in India.
But do you think uh, the next NVIDIA competition being built in India, the next generation of GPUs?
You have given a very like uh, people will start challenging NVIDIA. Uh, that's for sure, because you see uh, a startup based of Bangalore, they are into glasses,
Okay.
AR glasses they are developing. Very small startup. They are challenging Google glasses. So and they have better product than Google. So things will change, but it will take some time. It's not in the near future for sure, because Nvidia has taken years to go to up to that
Correct.
level.
Correct.
They have all engineering setup, money they have now with the invent of
Yeah.
AI. So challenging Nvidia is difficult, but yes, uh, I can say it will start in next 5 years, and maybe in 15, 20 years, we will say somebody which is actually in the place where they can challenge the Nvidia. Uh, the way it had started in the space sector. So many space, Skyroot,
Yes.
Antariksh, these startups are coming and they are challenging SpaceX.
Correct.
Similarly, somebody will come who will challenge Nvidia, but not in near future.
Great. So I want to now just digress a little bit, Suraj, and bring you, or rather take your attention to the newer generation.
Yeah.
One of the core reasons that everyone, at least for the past 5 years or so, everyone wanted to become a software engineer primarily because of the money. You get paid truckloads of money, or you get a chance to work offshore,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
On site, you go
Yes.
abroad, all of that.
Yes.
It still remains the same,
Yes.
which means there's a lot of shallow output coming out. The
Yes.
work that everyone is doing, newer, younger people getting in the system, they are in such a rush to mint money
Yes.
that they've forgotten to understand how technology works, how to solve problems,
Problems.
how to bring out solutions and do deep work, but they're doing shallow work. Right?
Yes.
Will that shift ever? Will that change? Do you think that there will be a change in the way the newer generation perceives their work?
Uh, yes. So uh, I have been interacting with many students. So I see the major problem why a student chose to high salaried job immediately after passing out is their parents had paid a huge amount of money in the
Engineering.
engineering education, and then India has mm, uh, 95% population in the middle class sector.
Correct.
So they need a earning head. It's not that what they want. So even I was interested when I chose ENTC. My plan was to go into hardware, into core. I want to do VLSI, but I couldn't because I waited for 1 year to land myself somewhere in the core sector. Couple of my friends landed as well, but ultimately I have to support my family. So that is very important point where uh, the government needs to think ki how can we reduce the pressure on the student to take up the job early. But one good thing on another side is many institutes now do not look for education. They do not look for passing criteria as well. They want your skill sets. So even if you are 14 years old and you are good with the Linux, they will hire you. That is very good thing, uh, uh, which is that shift is happening in India. It will take some time, but it will definitely happen. And when that happen, we will see a different face of Indian talent, where they are not running after money. They will get the money, but for the right skills, they will get the money. Because there are many young talented, they are not good with the math, but they are very good with the product. They are very good with the ideas. They are very good with the English. Why do they need to learn the math? There are few people who are very good with the math, but don't know how to speak in English.
Correct.
So if you do not, and because of that particular in that particular area they are not good, their overall percentage is getting reduced and they are not getting good colleges, and then they are not getting placed in the good institutes. So when companies, and even now government hasn't mandatorily said that if you are in science stream you have to choose physics, chemistry,
Math.
maths. This is not mandatory. You can pick up an art subject and mathematics and a language and then mix up them and create your own stream. So that is very good initiative what I think, because I am good with one subject. I am extremely good with the if I am playing very good sports, why I need to learn the math? I don't want math. I am very good with the sports. I will learn the sport.
Correct.
So when that shift will happen, definitely you will see a different face of India, and that is happening with the government initiatives and with the corporate world turning their reducing their requirement criteria to skills only, that is happening. So that is very good chance where we will see the actual natural talent of India coming out.
So you've been working in the mobile development ecosystem. A lot of advancements have happened. AI has played a transformational role there also,
Yes.
in the development, in the consumption, in the delivery, all of it.
Yes.
Excuse me. People have been waiting for one moment. Excuse me. People have been waiting for just one day to come when everyone like Tony Stark will have Jarvis on their phone.
Yes.
Right? Do you see that coming in? Do you see AI turning so much into an AGI that I can really interact with my phone and this can do all the work?
Yes, that is like near future only. Even already started by Apple and Samsung. So if you go into high-end phones of the Samsung, the flagship devices,
Yes.
premium devices, there they have already started giving AI agent into your mobile, which monitors your activity, which sets alarm for you, which wakes you up nicely, which sets reminders for you, which let you know what is in your fridge, which let you know what you can cook for the dinner. So this agent is already there, that is going to be happen, and that is going to make your life very easy. So Jarvis is not a sci-fi thing now. It's very close, and we are so if you see what is Google Assistant,
Of course.
it's
AI.
same thing. Just right now you have to prompt it.
Correct.
Later on it will become active. It is
Correct.
passive now. It will become active. You don't need to prompt it. You will learn from
Right.
yourself. Having said that, you need to do it responsibly because whole world will come to know what you are eating in the dinner.
Correct.
So that needs to be taken care. Otherwise, it's good.
So that's the another topic. I'm glad that you brought that up, Suraj. One last question before I thank you for your time. Right?
Yeah.
Do you see responsible AI or ethical AI becoming a part of mobile development also, mobile softwares?
Yes. So problem, that's not a very bigger problem in the mobile world. Why? Because the mobile machine learning algorithms or mobile LLMs run natively to the mobile. So the LLM model is in the mobile. If you switch off your internet and use it, it will work because it's in the device only. It doesn't need to send the data to the server and get a response. So with the innovation in the hardware, you will be able to load larger and larger models into the mobile itself. Switch off your internet and use it. Your data is safe, your privacy is safe, there is no problem. Everything, whatever happens inside the phone itself, it happens. So
And it'll still keep learning
it
and
will skip,
getting better.
it will get, and it will not send your data to servers. But then that it again depends on the company because ultimately Google or Apple has the control of it. We are only puppets, but
Correct.
those companies are still reliable than the
Of course.
other.
Of
Yes.
course. Great. Thank you, Suraj. This was a
Thank
lovely
you.
conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you
Nice
for your time.
meeting you.
I
Thank you
look
so
forward to
much.
hosting again.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank you
so much
very
for calling me.
much. Likewise.